So we all know that wildlife is in trouble, and here on the farm we're trying to work with nature to provide the best habitat possible. And we're super lucky that actually we have beautiful things like turtle doves, yellowhammers, lizards and snakes all here on site. And remember as well, at the end of each video I'm streaming some of our wild cam footage, so don't miss it. But we also have 2 ponds which are completely overgrown and that we need to try and sort out. Because without a water source, there isn't going to be much nature. So over the past few months, I've been doing a lot of work in this pond to clear out all the brambles. And the brambles used to come all the way around the edge here. And I've spent a lot of time trying to clear the brambles, cut some of the overhead branches over. I don't want to cut all the trees out, of course, because trees are lovely and we want trees to provide habitat and space and shrubbery for animals and birds to hide in. But what I don't want is loads of branches coming over the pond, because then they're going to drop all their deciduous leaves right in and they're going to silt it up even more. And now the pond is finally beginning to fill. So you can start to see that beautiful reflection of the sky there in the pond. And we're starting to fill. We're not quite to the edge, and it goes obviously all the way around here. So I'm actually standing in the pond, it just hasn't filled up yet. However, this bank I cleared a couple of years ago, but it has got out of control with brambles again. And I really need to clear all of that bramble growth from that front edge. This back edge I'm leaving because it connects to the hedge behind me, and that means there's a wildlife corridor running up the hedge and then out through the pond. But this edge I want to clear to let more sun in, which will fuel the growth of plants, which will help oxygenate the water and bring in more wildlife. Very excitingly, I used my BirdNet app the other day near the ditch by the drive, and it picked up kingfisher. Now kingfishers mostly live in or around slow-moving rivers and streams, and they nest in the banks and they pick off the little fish that are swimming around. However, they will come to water sources that are clear and have little fish in them. So we have a dream of creating this beautiful wildlife pond, stocking a few small fish species in here, and maybe, just maybe, one day we'll get a little kingfisher maybe sat on this branch over here looking for fishies. This is why brambles are such a nuisance, because they put out stems and then look, they root. So what I'm trying to do is go into the base of where they're coming out of the ground and cut them all off at the base, and then I can pull the brambles out. It's the next day and it's beautiful today. It's been really cold overnight and we've got frost on the ground, which is wonderful because it means I can do this. There's no mud because it's all frozen, which is beautiful. It's fairly warm. It's quite early, but you can see lots of lovely frost on the ground still, but the sun is coming out. It's a gorgeous January day. Let's take a little wander to the pond and see how it looks this morning. My little ewe lambs. My dog scaring them. Jock, no. Good boy. But there is a video I did recently about these sheep, so I'll link that up there. But the pond is just here. Look at that sky, guys. So nice. And so here are the patches that I've been pulling away. And here we are. there actually looks to be a very thin layer of ice across the top. So we need to still clear out this patch of brambles, which is falling over, and then more round the back. And just a tip, if you are clearing brambles and you're using a rake, don't use this kind of rake. This is a spring loaded rake, and it doesn't work well because you try and put it on the ground and the springs just pop out over the brambles. If you can get a hard neck rake, so a rake that's got a handle, a long handle, and then a solid head, more like a toothed rake, it's brilliant, because then you can throw it into brambles, it will hook over them, and then you can just drag them all out. One thing running a farm is that often you don't get an entire day to work on a project because unforeseen things crop up. Like yesterday, I discovered that my little goat here, hello matey, we think has either listeriosis or PEM, which is goat polio. Initially, I really thought it was listeriosis. He's gone blind overnight and he was kind of walking around in circles. However, I now think 24 hours on, he hasn't got any worse at all. I think it's goat polio. Because he's eating, he's drinking, he's standing here, but he just hasn't got any sight. And goat polio is a thiamine deficiency, which can be brought on by bracken, and where they have been grazing in my pit, there is bracken. So I've had a chat to the vets. We've run out. He is now on pen and strep, so penicillin every day, and he's also on B1 vitamins. And at the moment he's drinking. We may have to drench him at some point, but at the moment he's okay. So I'm hoping that with the B1 and the penicillin, he will pull through. In the meantime, I also made the decision to bring all the other wethers from the caravan in, just because having animals spread out all over the farm was just taking a lot of time and energy to walk between them all. So I thought, let's bring them all in. So we've got our girls over here with our Billy JJ, who has come back. We've got Peaches, our goat diva, in the corner. And we've now got our Jacob ram, our Norfolk Horn ram, and our other 4 boys. So Ulysses, Humbug, Venom, and Angus. They are all in the barn now, and hopefully we can get this little chap back to health. And so with a lot of things, farm work and livestock stuff takes over, but we will be continuing to do this over the next couple of days, and I need to clear this bank of stuff. This is cut, but I need to heave it out before we get more rain and it starts working itself that way. And if you want to see more about all of our pond restoration work, there's a playlist up here to the work we've done over the past few years.